Good afternoon. I'm Audie Rotter, a member of the Pasadena Jewish Temple and Center, and I'm here to bake for the Federation's Jewish Cooking Connection. And today we're going to make hamantaschen because Purim is just around the corner. I started making hamantaschen actually at PJTC when our sisterhood would make it, hundreds of them, for the carnival, for the Megillah reading. But this year we're not doing that because we're not meeting in person. But I've made some at home, and I actually made some this weekend with my granddaughter, Katie, who is 5.5. She loves to help me cook, especially bake, and the other one loves to help eat. So one of the oldest mention of a Purim treat is referred to as Oznei Haman in a Purim comedy skit in the year 1527 in Italy, and that means Haman's ears. This is one way it was referred to. Today, we can find hamantaschen filled with practically any type of filling, sweet or savory. The classic poppy seed is my favorite, and we could fill them with strawberry, with a marmalade, and what the kids enjoy the most, chocolate chips. So the word Haman is referred to wicked Haman from the story of Purim, and poppy seed, mon, and the Yiddish word tash means pocket. So the hamantaschen was sometimes referred to as poppy seeds filled pockets. And that's what the cookie looks like, a filled pocket. It's a triangle, a three-cornered hat, because one of the other legends is that Haman wore a three-cornered hat. And that's why we make our hamantaschen to look like triangles. So let's start making. So the ingredients we need to make the hamantaschen are eggs, 2 eggs, flour, margarine, because these are pareve. If you wanted to, you can use butter, but I'm using margarine. They will be pareve. 1/2 cup of sugar, a teaspoon of baking powder, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a teaspoon of orange juice and grated orange rind. And this orange is from my tree, from my backyard. So, shall we start? So, I'm going to break the eggs and mix them, beat them a little bit. And we're going to add the vanilla extract into the eggs. 1 teaspoon. A little more doesn't hurt. And 1 tablespoon of orange juice. And a tablespoon of orange zest. And I don't measure that exactly, but you'll see little flecks of orange zest in your dough. Okay, now we're going to add our 2 cups of flour, and I have a little more. This dough tends to be very soft, so I usually add about another extra 1/2 cup. And 1/2 cup of sugar. It's not a real sweet dough. The sweetness comes from the fillings. But we're going to add the margarine. 1/2 pound of margarine. And then at home I might use my KitchenAid, but today I just brought my hand mixer. Mix that up. going to add a teaspoon of baking powder. Actually, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And now I'm going to add my eggs with the flavoring and bind it all together. So once it's all mixed up together, you can use your hands to put it together. And then this dough needs to go into the refrigerator and set for at least 2 hours before you can use it to make the hamantaschen, which we will do. But through magic, I have already got some dough already made, ready to go. And we're going to roll it out here. So you need to have some flour on your countertop so that the dough doesn't stick. And as I said, this is a very soft dough. I don't think we'll use all of it today. So you can keep this and make them whenever you like. Make a few cookies. I do that when I bake other chocolate chip cookies. I just leave the dough in the refrigerator, and whenever I want a few fresh, warm cookies or hamantaschen, you can just bake a few at a time. Rolling pin. I have this kind of sock on my rolling pin. I don't even remember where I got it, but I've had it for years, and it works really well, keeping the dough from sticking to the rolling pin. So as you can see, it's very soft. Turn it around and get it to about 1/4 inch thick. And then you're ready to start cutting circles. Depending on whether you want large cookies or small cookies, you have to find whatever circle fits. This makes a small cookie, and I did make some larger ones with a bigger cut. So I just dip it into my flour and cut out circles. And then you can take the rest of the dough and put it all together again and roll it up some more. It's very soft. Now I've got a cookie sheet with parchment paper on it where I will put my little circles and we will fill them. So, poppy seed is my favorite. And you just need a little. If you put too much in, they will overflow. So I'm using some poppy seed. And I also got some raspberry filling. And I actually went out to Cambridge Farms because my local stores, nobody had poppy seed or other fillings as they have in the past. Must be because of the shortage of things right now. And a girlfriend I was talking to yesterday on the phone, one of my friends that came from Israel with me, she said she always made them for her kids with marmalade and chocolate chips together. So I brought some marmalade and I thought I would try that. Marmalade and chocolate chips. So you take the dough and scrunch it up on one side and then bring it up on the other side to make a triangle. And you've got to really pinch them together so that they really do stick. Otherwise, some will open up. But if you pinch them together really well, they should stay closed. I've got my oven preheating to 350 degrees. The recipe says 18 minutes, but that seems a little bit long. So watch it after like 15 minutes and see if they're ready to come out of the oven. The edges should just be a little bit brown. Now, one thing that is not in the recipe, which is something, I don't know if it's done with all hamantaschen, but we've done it at the temple, is that we brush them with a little bit of egg and water. This one will open up. It's too full. So I've got some egg in here and a little bit of water, and I'm going to brush that on top of the hamantaschen before I put it into the oven. Gives it a little bit of a sheen. Okay, give it one final little pinch here, hoping that they don't open up, and they are ready to go into the oven. So while the cookies were baking, I did a little cleanup, and now the alarm went off and I'm ready to bring them out of the oven. And here they are. Hot, yummy to eat. And some of them did open up a little bit, too much filling. But, you know, as you do this, you'll experiment and you'll get a handle on it and do it yourself. So I hope you enjoyed learning how to make hamantaschen today.
ברוך ומבורך בפי כל נשמה כתבו וטובו מלא עולם דעת ותבונה סובבים אותו המתקהל על חיות הקודש ונדע בכבוד המרכבה זכות ומשור לפני חיסו חסד ורחמים לפני כבודו טובים מאוד שברא